Reaperman here with something a bit more modern again. It's Star Citizen. Now, this isn't the first time I've talked about Star Citizen, but there have been a couple of new important developments. One of them is that ever since 3.3, and we're up to 3.3.6 now, we've actually been seeing some what I would consider acceptable frame rates, which in my case goes from 30 to about 60 FPS, which is much higher than it was before. The other important thing coming up is that currently it's Thanksgiving, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. But starting tomorrow, a free fly event kicks off with just about every playable ship, aside from a few like promotional ships like the Mustang Omega. So you'll be able to free fly just about anything, and that includes the big ones like the Hammerhead. It looks like there's a 600i now, and if you haven't figured your way around the Starfarer yet, like I haven't, be a great chance to get your bearings around that. There's also the Miss Prospector, which is a little mining ship. Apparently, the mining ships are the closest that Star Citizen currently comes to being a game right now. Apparently, that's kind of a skill-based mechanism. So that should be pretty fun to check out. Also, there's something called the Anvil Arrow, which we don't know too much about. I'm sure it's probably an anvil fighter of some kind, but the name should sound familiar for those who've been playing Wing Commander. And that should be kind of neat to see whatever that is. And again, that all starts tomorrow. It's free to create an account if you don't have one. Just kind of check Star Citizen out, and it's newly what I would consider somewhat acceptable frame rate, which is definitely news for this game. Now, I know I'm kind of silly for still kind of keeping the faith on Star Citizen, but every time, every time I want to give up on it, they still show me the most incredible stuff I've ever seen in a video game. So, yay, Star Citizen. It's still probably 2 to 3 years off, and I call it a game loosely because it's definitely a bring your own fun event, and even I don't play the game that much. I just kind of keep up with it, and play every patch once kind of thing. And I definitely do want to check out this 3.3.6 though. It seems fairly stable. Now, if you don't want to wait that long for an interesting modern video game, there are a couple of other games coming out. I'm sure you've heard of Cyberpunk 2077. That might be interesting. Also, Egosoft's got X4 out there, and hopefully I'll like that a bit more than the other X games I've played. But both of those should be okay. Also, what was the name of that one with the 2D ship flight mechanics? Not Rebel Star, not Rebel Space, but kind of a country western thing. That's interesting. Interesting thing just happened there. Anyway, they're now coming out with a new fully 3D cockpit based game, and definitely want to check those out. It's something Outlaw now. It's like Double Space Outlaw or something. Okay, I guess I should probably just take this as my time to get off. I should be somewhat near a gate though, so looks like a gate. I think I'll probably get inside through one of these. It's one of these is where I found the vehicle, so oh. Anyway, this is levski, or as they call it, lagski, because in the game right now, this is actually the worst frame rate you should be seeing is around this planet, which should be, I mean, it's still really acceptable. So I'm just kind of tooling around and giving a tour of this place. Today is the first day I've actually managed to get out to Levski, and I can't get out to the new landing zone, Lorville. Also, starting tomorrow, I believe Lorville is also hosting a bit of a anniversary party out there, so there'll be some special content, including what's rumored to be in Idris Corvette, which would be the biggest in the game, biggest ship in the game. So that should be kind of worth seeing. So let's head down here and take a ship out. Go to custom. Now, if you notice, there's my FPS up in the top right, but also up in the top right, I've managed to pick up a crime stat. And that's because the doors wouldn't open on the ship docking bay, and they caught me for obstructing it, which is kind of a bummer. I think actually in here is where I want to be. Let's see if we can avoid that happening again. We will retrieve the Avenger.
There, all set.
Okay, I'm all set and I'm on platform 3. That is convenient. Now, I've seen repeatedly that there are no loading screens in this game. I don't think that's entirely correct, because I think that what this is doing is it's entering an instanced hangar. Because it's not actually moving anywhere. Both of my ships appear to be stationary. And then when I get to where I'm going, they'll snap. So there you go. There's at least one loading screen in the game. You know, aside from the big one at the beginning. And this is the somewhat new Avenger Titan. I think it got revised for 3.0. Like most of the ships, it's gotten considerably larger as they've decided it's easier to make the ships bigger than to make all of the character models more deformable so that they can actually use the smaller ships. Which, that's kind of nice because they were doing a pretty bad job of it anyway with the getting the characters to hunch over and that kind of thing. We'd always just clip through, and about half the time I'd fall right out of the ship. I also have a new cockpit that I can actually just extend a ladder and get into, which is convenient, but this is a good time to do the full tour, I suppose. Okay, and now we will try and get that door to open. F1 to enter the menu, do a comm link, switch to contacts, levski landing control.
You're clear to take off.
Okay, he did the takeoff animation, which is good. That means that the door is probably going to open. I need to, where's my make flight ready button? There we go.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Oh, looks like he has opened the door for us this time.
You fly safe, okay?
Yep. He does his little spiel there, and yeah, that's pretty nice. I will say that this game is probably going to feel a lot different at all times than all of the other Chris Roberts games, because in all of the previous Chris Roberts games, landing was just a 3-second montage, and switching between rooms was another 3-second montage, and it all just flew so smoothly, and it was great for gameplay. In this game, there's going to be a lot of faffing about, apparently. Because now we're going to have to fly to the place and find a landing pad, and then land on the landing pad, and then get off out of the ship, and deal with all the elevators, and then we're going to have to wait for the train. They keep bragging about this train that we have to wait for on Lorville, and I have yet to see how bad it is, but having a train that comes by every minute or so does not sound like. I mean, it's up to 59 seconds of downtime there, huh? Maybe they should sell me a Game Boy so I have a game to play while I'm waiting for their game. I don't know. Anyway, let's hit N, switch over to our combat speed, and let's get out of here.
Landing gear retracted.
Maybe we can look a little bit at the planet first. Then maybe head somewhere else. Now, we're too far away from Lorville to get there in this video. I'm sorry, we just are. It's like 12 minutes. They haven't really optimized flight very well yet. But maybe we can go to someplace familiar like Port Olisar and just see how long flight actually takes. The other thing that they haven't really optimized is when you get to a planet, inevitably, every single time, where you want to get to is located on the backside of the planet, and they haven't found a great way to do that yet. Now, this is a lot better than the last patch, but it seems like autopilot kind of wigs out. Well, I am outside of the armistice zone, so I can just open up. Okay, that's been fun. Alright, so now let's hit F1. Technically, F2 would have gotten me there faster. Going to Skyline, which is a navigation app. Wheel out a ways. There's the planet Delamar, which I'm on. Wheel out a bit, and let's go back to Crusader and Port Olisar. We will set route. Port Olisar. Flip those, okay. So we'll hit F2 to close this. Do not hit escape because it just won't work. And now it's saying I have to exit the atmosphere. Again, I do recall just a 3-second transition when I landed at New Constantinople and Wing Commander Privateer. Not that I'm bitter, I just have to learn to find fun in other parts of the game, I guess. So now, we hit B to spool the drive up. Fine. Now we press and hold B
Autumn travel initiated.
to fly out there. And even though these are relatively close together, this is still going to be a fairly long transition here. In terms of video time. I'm actually, I guess, 1.5 thousand kilometers away. Or is that million? I can't tell if that's a decimal or a comma. I assume it would have to be million, though, because I should be able to see a planet that close, because we are going to Crusader first. And we are about halfway to Crusader, which is great. Actually, if we hit F2, going to see us approaching it. And where is Crusader? Boom. Oh, Crusader's in front of us. It's this big black thing where there isn't any stars because we can't see it. That's another thing in Star Citizen. When it's dark in Star Citizen, it is dark. You cannot see the planet. There is a planet in the way. So I don't know how it's going to handle this when I autopilot. Is it going to fly me through the planet? Yes, it's going to fly me through the planet. And here is familiar Port Olisar, where everybody spawns for the first time. Gosh, I know this game's at least 2 to 3 years away, but it is just amazing sometimes. Anyway, now that we've had another look at Star Citizen, I guess I'll just now put it away for another 6 months then. I really don't want to burn out on the game, so I tend not to play it very much. I tend to play every patch once and then just kind of put it away until the next patch comes out. What kind of a ship are you? You appear to be a cutlass of some kind. Can I get into the cutlass? Let's see if I can get into the cutlass. So I think the current cutlass has doors? That's side door. I think the side doors are open. Oh, somebody's cutlass. Can I open doors? I mean, I'm already a criminal, so I'm not too terribly worried about picking up charges. I cannot open doors. Oh, the new bunks. Oh, I kind of like the way the cutlass is laid out. Yeah, I kind of like this. Got a little area in here. This is probably the turrets. Here's the two seats that now you can walk next to. Can I get into the pilot seat? I can steal a cutlass. I think my free fly event has just started a little early, huh?
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
Oh my. Well, that's been a little bit of unexpected fun there. I really like the screens in this cutlass. It really reminds me a lot of Wing Commander. I mean, a lot of Wing Commander. There's how I exit. Okay, so I guess this has been a fun little video. Fun for me anyway. Reaper Man out.